Okay. So, starting again, so the telecommunication industry is undergoing a revolution. Mobile broadband is now a lifeline service in many parts of the world. Customers are consuming more data year over year. According to a Google Cloud and Analysis Mason study in 2021, telecommunications data volumes are growing worldwide at 20% CAGR. This growth rate is not expected to dissipate as customer demand for high bandwidth applications like the metaverse, XR video, and streaming grows. Network growth is also generating pressure to lower costs of CapEx and OpEx. Average revenue per unit is staying flat or mildly increasing, meaning cost reductions from efficiency improvements are critical to maintaining profitability. Additionally, billions of dollars of investment are being made to deliver 5G. The GSMA in 2021 estimates that CSPs will spend $900 billion of CapEx from 21 through 25. 80% of that will be on 5G. And as communication service providers work to expand their offerings to monetize 5G, they're working to enable a host of new use cases, which are creating the requirement for additional flexibility on the network. This means optimizing the specific characteristics of the network to meet the unique needs of an industry or of an application. These are the factors why CSPs are amongst the top 3 industry sectors that are developing AI-enabled workflows into their businesses. AI is at the heart of how we are driving new innovation at Google to solve problems for our users, our customers, and society. And our mission is also to enable every company to be an AI company by reducing the challenges of AI model creation down to only the steps that require human judgment or creativity. Examples of this include, with Google AI, we're conducting research that advances the state of the art in the field by applying AI to products and to new domains and developing tools to ensure that everybody can have access to AI. Core to our approach is publishing our research in a wide variety of venues and open sourcing our tools and our systems like TensorFlow. And while we fundamentally believe of the promise of AI, we also think that it's critical that this technology is used to help people, that it is socially beneficial, fair, accountable, and works for everyone. Our AI principles form an ethical charter that guides the development and use of artificial intelligence in our research and in our products. At DeepMind, we have a team of scientists, engineers, ethicists, and more committing to solving intelligence to advance science and to benefit humanity. Founded in 2010, DeepMind joined forces with Google in 2014, with the DeepMind for Google team applying DeepMind's cutting-edge research to Google products and infrastructure that's used by millions of people across the globe. Another example is Lambda, which is short for Language Model for Dialogue Applications. Lambda's conversational skills have been in the making. Like many recent language models, including BERT and GPT-3, it's built on Transformer, which is a neural network architecture that Google Research invented and open sourced in 2017. That architecture produces a model that can be trained to read many words, like a sentence or a paragraph, for example, to pay attention to how those words relate to one another, and then to predict what it thinks is going to come next. And with Google Cloud, we also bring our portfolio of innovative machine learning, AI products and services onto a trusted platform. For example, at Google I/O last year, we announced the general availability of Vertex AI, which is a managed machine learning platform that allows companies to accelerate the deployment and maintenance of AI models. Vertex AI requires nearly 80% fewer lines of code in order to train a model versus other competitive platforms, which enables data scientists and ML engineers across all levels of expertise. It also creates the ability to implement machine learning operations to efficiently build and manage ML projects through the entire development lifecycle. Turning to the telecommunication industry, we built our innovative AI ML products and services on a trusted platform to solve real business challenges, such as improving customer care while lowering operational costs. We've also utilized AI to help automate and optimize the network in a lean way. With the convergence of network data, customer data, and marketing data, CSPs must now harness this data and the power of analytics and AI and ML to unify data across different silos, which means democratizing the data, generating timely insights, and accelerating innovation. Google Cloud is helping many of the world's top CSPs achieve this essential work with data and analytics solutions, spanning multiple areas like network planning and optimization, care and experience management, and network data optimization. With customer analytics, we're enabling the analysis of omni-channel customer data to personalize offers, to enhance customer lifetime value, and to increase marketing return on investment. And with our contact center AI for CSP solutions, we're delivering on a real imagined customer care experience by providing customers with a 24/7 access to immediate conversational self-service, seamlessly handing off to an agent when necessary, and providing agent assist and enabling insights. Our network automation and AI solutions are powering automation and insights across the network to improve network performance and customer experience, all while reducing costs. And our data platform solutions provide a hybrid multi-cloud platform to assemble disparate parts of data and deliver real-time actionable business and AI ML solutions. I want to spend just a couple of minutes on CCAI. CSPs remain one of the key industries in the world today that have contact centers, with CSPs receiving millions of calls a year through these centers. And with CCAI, Google Cloud is helping CSPs transform customer care into responsive, personalized, and omni-channel experiences, while also increasing operational efficiency. CCAI does this by bringing together 4 key components: a conversational core. So at the core of the conversational AI is technology that enables a conversation with a machine that is every bit as good as human interaction. Virtual agent. Virtual agent uses AI and automation to handle increased questions across multiple channels. Customers get conversational support fast, while agents are empowered to focus on more complex tasks. This is all done while improving efficiency and improving customer experiences. The Agent Assist empowers human agents with continuous support during their calls and their chats by identifying intent and providing real-time step-by-step assistance and insights, which uses natural language processing to identify what are the real call drivers and what is the sentiment that is helping to improve the call outcomes. Now we want to move into network AI and automation. At the heart of the future CSP business is the ability to run a very efficient and agile, flexible network, a very low-cost network that can scale. Most CSPs have arrived at the conclusion that they need to run their network in a hybrid cloud. A network operating inside of a hybrid cloud is necessary to drive the efficiency, the agility, the elasticity, and the flexible monetization that's expected of future services. A distributed cloud is tailor-made for AI and data because it drives faster and easier access to that data. And in other words, in the past, that data wasn't really generally available, or it was really difficult to capture. So running a network in a hybrid cloud is similar to a conventional networks because obviously the first thing that you have to do is monitor what workloads are placed in the cloud and where they're placed. And you use network analytics to identify and track how those processes are performing. But the goal is to move from analytics to automation, to manage these workloads automatically. We know that the majority of network outages that happen are the result of failed maintenance. So more predictable, controlled, simulated, and automated processes that exist, the less reliance on humans, resulting in an improvement in a network availability. CSPs are looking to have their network workloads orchestrated automatically. They also want to do life cycle management on those workloads automatically. CSPs are seeking to run a zero-touch network or an autonomous network. And this is how Google manages its network today. Sorry. Here at Google, we are close to a fully autonomous network. CI/CD, analytics, orchestration, and automation are the foundations for an autonomous network and become easier to achieve as you start moving workloads into the cloud. For some early important work that we're doing around intelligent network planning. For a CSP, excuse me for a minute. Some really important work that we're doing is around intelligent network planning. For a CSP, building and expanding the network are significant investments, and operators are seeking to understand how they can optimize their return on invested capital. By specifically prioritizing their network investments where they are needed the most, not just which sites should be selected, but when the upgrade should be performed, it helps them to carefully manage their expenditures. So to do this requires that the current coverage and network performance is broken down into geographical areas, and then to overlay a host of data such as population, density, urban development, footfall traffic, points of interest, and usage behaviors, all of which can be combined to form predictions and spotting hyper-local revenue opportunities or predictions of customer experience and issues that will appear in the future if not immediately directed. And we are working with many CSPs as customer experience becomes a focal point. They are looking to use CX as an indicator of network performance in addition to standard methods. To isolate the kinds of performance issues that indicate conditions that need to be resolved to preserve customer satisfaction, and to do so in a way that isolates the type of equipment or portion of the network that is contributing to the changing experiences. And I'd like to give you an example of how that's being used today. Google and Vodafone created a strategic relationship to jointly build a powerful new integrated data platform that's operating all across the OpCos in EMEA. 700 use cases to deliver new services and products while simultaneously reducing costs. It's capable of handling about 55 terabytes a day. In May of 22, we announced an expansion to this strategic partnership, and included in that announcement is also Cardinality.io, which is one of our key ISV partners, to develop and deliver a smarter pan-European cloud-native network performance platform to give Vodafone's customers a consistently faster and higher reliability mobile experience across Europe. Vodafone's European operating companies will be able to draw from billions of vital network performance data points from a secure cloud using this new platform. It's going to replace over 100 separate network performance applications that are in use today, providing a single source of clean data in the cloud that can be operated and analyzed using AI. Vodafone will use the data to monitor, manage, and enhance its entire pan-European mobile network, including the critical national infrastructure. The platform will enable Vodafone to focus on 5G investment in the areas where demand is greatest, such as cities, travel corridors, ports, industrial hubs, and specialist areas, such as the mobile private networks, or even those rural areas that have patchy coverage. Capable of processing and analyzing up to 8 billion mobile network performance events a day, it's intended to make informed and instant network changing decisions. This means Vodafone can add capacity and integrate new network connectivity in response to major incidents, public and political events, manage energy efficiency, and restore services after severe weather storms within minutes and hours, not within days. And now I want to shift to Project Nephio. We wanted to highlight this as because it's a work that we're doing across the wider industry ecosystem. Over the last 2 years, CSPs have been approaching Google Cloud to ask us how we created our network. How do we achieve the economies of scale, resilient, flexible network while flattening the cost curve? How can they seize the opportunity to do the same thing during their network transition in the CSP and edge clouds? To address this question, Google Cloud and the Linux Foundation have formed Nefio. It's a partnership with leaders across the industry to work towards true cloud-native automation. This is necessary to drive scale, efficiency, and high reliability across network operations. Google Cloud strategy is to achieve this global automation efficiency through the use of declarative, intent-based automation. In this automation model, operators specify their intention for real network configuration and allow automated systems to actually make that intention real. Google Cloud has exported this idea for applications when we release Kubernetes, and the result has been widely adopted throughout the technology world. We're now applying the same principles to the telecommunications network. Kubernetes extensibility can be leveraged to jumpstart this process. We strongly believe that without applying these techniques, the industry will fail to realize the benefits of the transition to clouds. So there are 3 groups of players that must come together to realize this benefit of transition: the cloud and infrastructure providers, the network function providers, CSPs. And without any one of these 3 groups mentioned above, the telecommunications industry will struggle to meet expectations. Google Cloud's experience has shown that scaling a global, resilient, and ever-changing network is in fact possible, and done while also reducing unit costs. And by implementing this cloud-native, intent-based automation, together with an ecosystem of network function vendors, cloud infrastructure providers, CSPs, and service orchestration partners, we are really excited to work together to make sure that we collectively don't miss the opportunity to dramatically reduce the costs and increase the agility. We really look forward to collaborating with this wider ecosystem, which leads us now to digital twins. We're very excited about Google Cloud's ability to help CSPs understand how their physical network assets interact with the physical world. Most are aware of Google Geo's assets through services like Google Maps and Google Earth. Our team's vision is to enable private, accurate, 3D, fresh, extensible, and semantically rich CSP mirror world that's based on geospatial service. This is necessary to support the transformation of CSP's operational model, workflows, and decision-making. Once CSPs have most of their businesses operating in software, in the cloud, it then becomes possible to start simulating possible business scenarios. The businesses can now make millions of simulations outlining potential outcomes before making a decision on how to move forward. Here's an example related to 5G millimeter wave. Millimeter wave means densification and spectrum that is impacted by clutter. The most basic form of densification is the building and installation of lots of small cells, hundreds of meters away from each other. Millimeter wave has the potential for very high numbers of cells that are hundreds of meters apart from each other. Densification is very costly, and the ROI is very tight. So you can imagine the magnitude of work that is required to target where densification is required, identifying the hundreds of cell sites where in the past there was only one, and doing site inspections for all of those locations, and on and on and on. Success requires the understanding of the physical environment at very high resolution and cloud computation to run large-scale simulations. Google is uniquely positioned to enable these use cases. It is worth noting that we do this best when we have our best geospatial data. So we'll focus first on where we have the greatest strengths, and then we're going to build out from there. Using simulations in our decision making is what we do at the Google Network. This is how we run the Google Network. When we are adding a node, wherever the use case is, whatever we are trying to do, we literally run millions of simulations to figure out what's the best place to put this new node, what the traffic is going to look like, what's the fastest way for traffic to move from point A to point B. So we do this today in how we build and we operate our network inside of Google. And our goal is to translate this capability into the CSP world. So what's happening now and in the next 5 years that CSPs and enterprises are realizing? What's happening now and in the next 5 years? First of all of you are realizing that data is a key competitive advantage. It's the weapon on how to compete and how well you exercise intelligence gained from the data and then quickly exercise decisions from using that intelligence will make the difference in winning or losing in the industry. So in the next 5 years, in the CSP AI industry, it's going to be very active for a complete makeover. And AI is fundamental in this transformation. You have a growing number of workloads that are software-based and running in the clouds. These workloads are configurable, and they're going to support emerging standards. They will produce tons of data that CSPs will need to help manage securely and perform actionable and value-added insights. This AI journey in the CSP world has just started. It's not even close to being mainstream today, and it's going to continue even through to 6G. From an AI perspective, we see 3 major shifts in the CSP industry by 2025. CSPs will accelerate investment in developing a single source of truth for their network data, their customer data, and usage data in a distributed cloud. Cloud technologies will help support data security, data sovereignty, audit, validation, privacy, and transformation. The complexity in handling data, which typically takes 80% of the effort today, will shift to being only 20% of the effort. And when developing AI solutions, CSPs will move their AI engineering and data sciences into the cloud to minimize on-prem investments. CSPs will focus on multiple drivers to scale their SDN, to compete to provide the best customer experience and to lower the OpEx and the CapEx. Accordingly, they will double down on developing and implementing closed-loop automation of network elements in the core, in the RAN, and in the transport networks. Very few CSPs have implemented closed-loop automation to date, and most of them are simple and rule-based. There will be a shift from reactive to proactive actuation, and from proprietary to standard and open interfaces. AI will shift from science experiments to becoming mainstream in a CSP network. And as network elements employ standards, more AI vendors will enter the race to provide value-added services to the industry. An AI ecosystem is going to emerge that's going to support advanced SON applications, including intelligent energy utilization and customer-centric QoE. CSPs will have a complete digital twin of their network to allow them to do advanced simulations, to quantify reliability, to focus on disaster recovery, among other kinds of things. Also, all doing this while performing design and planning without dispatching technicians anywhere. And we at Google Cloud and at Google look forward to working with you on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. That was indeed a meaningful content. And this time, we will take a question posted on the YouTube channel chat. There are many people who are trying to post questions. So let's start with first question. There is first question from the YouTube viewers who listen the Google speech. The first question is, among the services that Google has successfully launched, please share what data you actually used to create them.
That's a very big and very broad question. we tend to focus on the drivers of the business, and what makes, and trying to understand and intuit what makes a business successful, and to understand how a product is used, how people engage with that product, those kinds of things. And personally, I'm not the right person to ask questions about the Google products, but would be very happy to take that question and pass that on for others to answer on my behalf.
Thanks for your answering. And I will get just one more question. Thanks for Gary's Keynote 2 presentation. I have one question. Is there a case of innovation telco's legacy service using Google Cloud Platform?
Yes. When we talk about implementing AI and implementing machine learning into the network, our strategic partnership with Vodafone is something that we're very proud of, because Vodafone looked at their entire data capability, and they recognized that they needed to work very carefully to reduce the costs, to increase the capacity, and that there was benefit in standardizing the work that they were doing across all of their individual operating companies across the world. And so we worked very carefully with them to help them build a unified platform that works across every one of their opcos. And then in doing that, it was about how to build the foundations for AI, how to build the foundations for data ingestion, how to build the foundations for creating analytics, and then really starting to focus in on model generation and on democratization of data, making data available to a large number of users across the platform, making the data available very easily, and creating the opportunity of building many, many different kinds of use cases across the entire platform of the business, and doing so in a way that helps to simplify what used to be something very complex that would take 6 to 9 months to generate a specific use case, and delivering it in the form of 3 to 6 weeks now. And we're using that basic model with a lot of our customers in the region, because what was done and what was proved there, and the results that Vodafone is now generating, is something that we think is a standard for the industry.